What's going on? It's your boy Bowie here. Back at it with another video of Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. This video is to help new players because, you know, some of us have been playing this game from the very beginning when it first released last year, but it seems that the game is getting a resurgence, and it's not always clear and apparent what people should be picking. It's going to get an influx of new players, and the new players might not know what the hell they're doing. They may not know what the game's about. They may not know what to do. They damn sure don't know what's good and what's not good in the game, and I'm here to help with that. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, here's why you should listen to me. So as you can see, I've been playing the shit out of this game. I've been playing it non-stop. I've even platinumed the game, which I never do. I don't never sit there and get every goddamn achievement or trophy or whatever there is to get for a game. It never happens. You know, I'm typically never that damn engaged in a game enough to want to do everything, but I have done damn near everything. I've played every mission. I've beaten this game 11 times. I know what the hell I'm talking about. And so I want to share my expertise with those that are new to the series. Because at one time, I was new to the series. This is my very first Armored Core game, and I didn't know shit. I didn't know what to look for. All I thought was, hey, let me try to play this game. It looks cool. I get to put together some robots with guns and stuff, and I want to shoot some shit up. I want to see how it goes, you know? So anyway, this video is about some tips, tricks, and suggestions. So when you first play the game, you're going to be thrust into the main story, and you'll need to fight some bosses. So let me first let me load this. So this is the mech that you will start the game with. This one right here. C4621. And, you know, I want to make you aware of some things. So for one, you have your left hand weapon, which is the melee. You have your right hand weapon, which is this rifle. You have a right shoulder weapon, which are these rockets, and you have nothing on your left shoulder at all. Now, this actual build of an AC is not that damn bad, to be honest with you. So, honestly speaking, as you play the game, you don't really need to modify this all that much if you don't want to. But when you do decide that you're going to buy some parts, don't just pick the ones that are cool. Try to pick the ones that boost these stats. You see these stats over here? You want to pick ones that really benefit you, and you want to press triangle or Y to really get a sense of how these parts affect your build. And you want to weigh the pros and cons. Like, for instance, this build, this head piece here, it's really good defensively, but it's a little bit heavy, or it's heavier. You can see here that it increased your total weight. What was where's the default? So here's your default head, right? You can see that it has, you know, picking another head or another piece has particular effects. So you want to pick pieces that boost you in ways that you care about. So if you want something tankier, pick something that boosts your defense. If you want something that's faster, pick something that boosts your speed. Okay. Now, some of the best overall heads, I would say this head is pretty decent to begin with. The Homeland Melender, you get this pretty early in the game, I think. Both of these, the Melenders, are really good to start off with. Okay? You don't have them when the game first begins, but you earn them as you play. They're very good. So is this one, the VP44S, though this one just like outclasses it. I love this head. This head is awesome. Lots of armor. Really good head. Okay. I like this one as well. You get this after you beat the game once, I believe. And of course these are good. Body styles. So your health is known as AP, and you want to pick a body that gives you what you need. Like this one is very defensive, but something like this has bad defense, but it increases your mobility. You see what I'm saying? And so overall, you want to, like I said, be mindful of the choices that you're making. It's not just aesthetic. Now, your legs determine what kind of AC you're going to have. So you have bipedal ones, which allow you to walk, allow you to jump and fly and stuff like that. And when you move at first, you got to press circle or B to move faster. This is a decent speed right here, low 300s. But if you pick different legs, you have different effects. So you have all kind of various bipedal legs. But then you have what are known as reverse joints. And your reverse joints give you hops. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Reverse joints are almost better than bipedals in damn near every way. Because notice I didn't lose any speed by picking these legs. Now, they're not as defensive, but I can dodge way easier now. And I can even jump and float better. So, reverse joints are really good. So, if you get a chance to pick up some reverse joint legs, I suggest definitely making some builds that have some in there. Particularly if you want to use them on a lightweight build that's fast. You know what I'm saying? You have 3 different reverse joints. You got the really light ones, you got your heavy duty ones, and you got your in-betweeners right here. You know what I'm saying? Now, you also have these guys. These are what are known as tetrapods. You have your heavy, medium, and light. Now, tetrapods are really cool because though they don't have very good mobility, they have really good defense. And they give you access to this float mechanic. You can float and shoot people from the sky. This is obviously very useful. And in order to recharge your energy, you got to get back on the ground. Because I want you to notice that, oh, you can't see. There's this horizontal bar. That's your energy, and that energy gets depleted when you float in the air. But notice it comes back when you get on the ground. It also gets depleted when you boost. You press square or X to boost if you're on a controller. And notice your dodging is way worse in a tetrapod than it would be on, you know, a reverse joint or a bipedal. So bear that in mind. So if you like to be sort of a flying tank and you want to float and clap people, tetrapod legs are really good for that. I don't necessarily recommend them for most missions. There's a few where tetrapods really come into play, but I don't recommend them all that much. You also have your tank builds. This tank is unique because you can actually float like forever with this. But I'll just use this as an example. So you can even be a tank. And a tank is exactly what it sounds like. You become very defensive. Now, you might be thinking, well, why would I want to be slow and defensive? Like, what's the benefit of that? Let me show you. Well, for one, you can carry all kind of shit on your back. So when you get access to these weapons and things, tanks allow you to carry the most stuff. And to see what an item does, you press X, and you can see what kind of effect the item will have. Like, this is a minigun, you know what I'm saying? This is a bazooka. You can see what it will do, and you can look at the stats to see what happens. This is a really good gun here. Now watch this. So as a tank, notice how I have to stop to shoot a melee weapon. That happens with everything. But tanks have the ability to shoot these big explosive weapons without stopping their movement. You see that? And so that's really useful. Let me show you what I mean by that. So if I take this off and I put that on this, notice I'm moving still. You see how I had to stop to shoot that? I didn't stop myself. Like, I can still move and shoot an explosive, but when I shoot and fire, it stops me. With a tank, that didn't happen. You see what I'm saying? So the tank legs have that ability. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't recommend the tank legs at all. Even this fast one. People call this the wheelchair. This is a fast motherfucker here too. Look. Notice I'm still moving. I really do like this tank leg, but to be honest, I don't really recommend it all that much. I don't recommend tanks at all for most missions, because you have to do a lot of jumping, you got to do a lot of floating, and tanks have really poor energy management when it comes to that. Now you could offset that by changing some things out, but these are really meant for you to be on the ground, and it's not really fully advantageous for you to do so. So I don't recommend that, okay? So you might be wondering, what do I recommend? Well, let me show you the builds that I put together. So a good basic ass build is something like this. Load. And I love my colors, so I recommend some shit like this. Let me show you why. Hold on. So I like melee weapons, and the reason why is because I'm gonna turn this off. So here we have an enemy. Now, by default, you don't lock on to an enemy. If you press R3, it now locks you onto an enemy. When you're locked on, you do not have to press the right stick at all to do a goddamn thing. So don't press the right stick. Notice it tracks no matter what you do. Even if you go in the air, you're still tracking your enemy. You see that? And I'm not pressing the right stick. I ain't doing shit. It's just chilling. So don't do nothing if you have R3 locked on. Now if I turn it off, now I gotta manually look at my enemy all the time. I don't recommend this mode. Just press R3, let it do the work for you, okay? Now, what a lot of people like to do is they just shoot their enemy to death. You know what I'm saying? They shoot, and they try to run their health down. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. Like, you can get you some, you know, you can get some machine guns and you know, explosives and shoot your enemy until their health dies. You can do that. You could. But do I recommend that? Hell no. I don't recommend that at all. No, what I recommend in terms of fighting your enemies is you want to focus on breaking their stamina. It's not called stamina. It's called attitude. Is it attitude? Let me see. Hold on a second. Yeah, attitude. So you see those little triple bars at the top of that circle? That's their attitude. When you shoot a weapon, notice there's some yellow and orange stuff that fills up. You want this to be red. You want that. Because at that point, their attitude is broken. When their attitude is broken, you can do crazy damage with some kind of melee weapon. And the most powerful melee weapon in the game is this chainsaw. Okay? But let me not use the chainsaw right now. Because early on in the game, you ain't going to have it. Early in the game, you're going to have access to... What is the... It's not this. Is it? What is it? Yeah, that's the one. You'll have access to this pulse blade. And you won't wear it on your shoulder. It'll be on your right hand. So let me show you this before I even get into that shit, what I was doing. So with the first chance you get, you need to go into this arena and you need to fight these people here. You need to fight them. You're going to get Invincible Rummy, Index, G6 Red to start with. Fight them, beat them. You know why? Because then you get to go to OS tuning and your ass needs to buy this motherfucker right here. Weapon Bay. Okay? This is the very first ability that you need to get. So in OS tuning, you get access to abilities. You can control how much damage you do. You get special techniques and stuff like that. Make Weapon Bay the very first thing that you buy, because what it does is it allows you to take a melee weapon that normally would be equipped on your left hand. It allows you to put it on your shoulder. It allows you to switch your shoulder weapons with your hand weapons. Normally, when the game begins, your melee weapon is right there, and you don't have no option to switch it out, so you're stuck shooting with one arm. That's not ideal. With the Weapon Bay thing equipped, you can have two weapons at the same time. Then you can switch to your melee when you're ready to. And let me show you what happens when you do that. So let me just show you what happens. So I'm going to shoot this gun. I got these pistols, right? I want you to notice I'm able to break his stamina twice, right? By the time I break his stamina 3 times, he's at half health. You see that? Half health. And I broke his stamina 3 times. So I'm trying to reset his health real quick. So I'm going to go to none, take him out, then bring him back. You don't want that. What you want to do is you want to break his stamina once, then get your melee weapon and kill. Boom. Look at how much damage he has now. Now I can break his stamina again. And now he's actually dead. So this time, instead of me breaking his stamina 3 times, I only broke it once, and then I used the melee weapon to kill him. You see? And also this one slices twice. So by default, if you didn't know, if you press L2 or LT, you can do one swing, but this one actually swings twice. Alright? In case you didn't know. That's not the only melee weapon in the game. That's just the one you start with. So which melee weapons do I recommend? This motherfucker here. This pile bunker is disgusting. Love it. I'll show you what it does momentarily. The chainsaw is the most powerful melee weapon in the game, so I obviously recommend it. The tracking's not as good, but you'll see it's devastating. Laser dagger, super dope. It has a really fast cooldown rate, so you can use it a lot. You can use it more than any other melee weapon. This sword is really cool because if you hold it, it spins in a circle, and it does that. Really good for area of effect. I don't recommend it as much because enemies like to fly above you, and sometimes the angles are weird. But it's really cool when all your enemies are on the ground. This weapon's really good. I love this. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. Tracking's not that great, but if you're really close to an enemy, you can hit them twice and you'll just mow through them. This weapon's cool. Very, very powerful, but linear. It travels in a straight line, and you can miss with this. But if you charge it, it does that, and it's really strong. I love this plasma thrower because it just whips people back and forth like a yo-yo. It's a good weapon. It's not bad. I don't recommend none of these other motherfuckers. But let me show you why I recommend the chainsaw. Okay, so let me go back and get the enemy out of here. And I'm gonna bring him back. Okay, so I told you this is the most powerful weapon in the world. I'm gonna break his stamina. Oh, I messed up right there. Hold on. I messed that up. It's weird fighting a non-fighting enemy. Oops. So the way to properly use this chainsaw with a dual melee build or dual weapon build is you lock onto your enemy, right? You shoot them. When they start getting close, you can charge this chainsaw, and then the moment they break, you let go and release. You see that? Notice, I only broke his stamina once, and he's dead. You see that? I'm gonna show that again. So I have this enemy. I'm shooting him up. Bang, 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 bang. Now notice, his attitude is orange, right? Oh, whoops. I went too far. So you wait until his attitude is orange. Once it gets orange, you pull the chain out and start holding it. So you hold L2. Once it turns red, you let go. Boom, he's dead. The chainsaw chews through enemies so easy. And it don't matter whether they're a little... And I wouldn't even use it on a little grunt like that. But if you have like a tetrapod enemy, like this shit chews through them motherfuckers. Now, I'm going to actually turn him on so he can fight me. Because tetrapods are supposed to be tough. So, notice I'm going to have my weapons. And then I can shoot him again. And he's done. You see? Really, really dope. So I only had to break his stamina once for the chainsaw. Now I also said I would show you guys this one, the pile bunker. So again, shoot him up. This time you gotta wait, pull it out, hold L2, punch, and then you can shoot him again. Now these pistols themselves are pretty good, but you might want something with more punch. So this brings me to another suggestion that I have. Make lots of builds. I have all kind of different builds. This is just one of like 15. And I used to have damn near 40 builds, but you don't need no 40 damn builds. Okay? I have different builds for different ranges. This is long range. This is more short range. This build is for one mission and one mission only. This one is a general purpose build, really good at killing bosses. This is for when I want something different. This is also really good for killing bosses. Let me use that and show y'all. Okay. So I'll equip the tetrapod again. So this time I have shotguns. These are the Zimmerman shotguns. They're super powerful. Boom! You see how I only had to break his stamina once with those shotguns? So I used the shotguns one time, or not one time. I shot him up with the shotguns, broke his stamina one good time, and tore him up. I definitely recommend shotguns in this game. They do a lot of damage, and they have a lot of impact on attitude. BAM! And then I use that melee weapon and I kill them. So as far as weapons, what do I recommend? So these guns are really good. Rangetsu's got a really good long range. These two weapons are really good. You can actually hold down the triggers, and these have really powerful shots that they can do to people. These two. So these first three weapons are very good. These are okay. This one's bad. This one's not good. Not good. Straight. This is a good weapon. The little machine guns. You want to use two of them together. I don't even use this because it uses too much ammo. Shotgun's great. This one's even better. Best shotgun in the game. This one, it's very powerful, but the reload time is absurd. So only use it on when you really, really know what you're doing. Pistols are very powerful. Very, very powerful. I like them, especially when you dual wield them. This one's even stronger. I like pistols for single player. This whole video is about single player, by the way. I should have clarified that. Don't take none of this advice and go online and think you're going to whoop people, because hell no. These pistols are terrible going against people, but against the bosses in the single player, you'll whoop some ass. These are okay. This is pretty good. These, if you wield two of these, they're pretty good. Explosive weapons are not that great. They're strong. Don't get it fucked up. They're very strong, and they have a large area of effect, but they're expensive. And when you use one, it costs you money. You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to have that big of an effect on bosses. Stun bombs are okay. This is really cool. It burns people, but it's expensive. Energy weapons, they're okay. They're straight. Probably the best energy weapon is this right here, the laser shotgun, because if you hold it, it has a really powerful shot that messes people up. Energy weapons are great because you don't have to reload them, but they do have a cooldown, so you got to be aware of that. These pistols are actually really good as energy weapons, especially if you dual wield. They're really good. This weapon's okay, very powerful, but you know, I don't really care for these all that much. Core weapons are really nice against some bosses, but I don't recommend. But yeah, as far as guns, those would be my recommendations for fighting bosses. As far as shoulder weapons are concerned, okay, really good. They're really good. Okay. Some of these are better than okay, but they're really expensive. This is pretty cool. Now, in terms of missiles are okay. 4 missiles firing straight forward is pretty cool overall. And this one does 8, I think. No, it's 6. And then these do like 8 or whatever the hell. I don't care for these split missile joints. They all right. I recommend vertical missiles, because what happens is when they drop on the opponent, they cause them to dodge, and they dodge right into your actual guns. Plus, they're really good against certain bosses. You know, these homing missiles, they're cool, but they're slow as hell, so no. A lot of these are very expensive. These are pretty cool. You want to put these on a... I wouldn't put them on a bipedal. You know, I love plasma missiles. Plasma missiles are so good because they do a lot of impact. Particularly these. You know what I'm saying? These joints is fire. They also drop vertically. So, you know, it's harder for the enemy to dodge. And then when they do dodge them, they get shot the fuck up. Now, these shoulder weapons here, I love these. These 4 things, any one of them is good. Because what they do is they come out and they attack opponents by themselves. So you press R1 one time and you ain't got to do nothing. Notice this turret is firing by itself. It's just tacking on extra damage and I ain't doing shit. And then I press R1 again to put it away. So when you get to the part of the game where you are able to get those auto weapons, they're really good. Because they tack on extra damage to enemies without you doing shit. So, I know I spent a lot of time going over this stuff, but I did that because I want you not just to be building shit haphazardly. I want you to build mechs that are actually very effective at beating bosses. You know? Because when I see these videos of people trying out Armored Core, I see them using weapons that are just not good. And they don't even know that the weapons aren't good. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to try to help curtail a lot of some of that. So it occurs to me that maybe I should let me show you what happens. So I love playing arena. These are just one-on-one fights against some of the bad guys or some of the characters in the game that you run up against. And I'll just use this build on G1 Michigan. Michigan is I think Michigan is one of the toughest arena battles that you'll fight. But with certain builds, even he becomes easy. So you want to dodge. Notice I pressed R3 and I'm not moving nothing. Oh shit, he got me. Damn. He got me with an explosive before I can mess him up. Alright, let me try that again. Because otherwise I would have killed him by now. One of the things I really enjoy about this game is that you never have the same result twice. Never. You can play an arena battle like this 100 times and have 100 different outcomes, even though they have the same result. The result can be the same, but the way you get to the result is completely different every time. And that's what I like about it. It's awesome. Boom! Dead. That wasn't even a good run, but it's just representative of how you play with this build. You use your shotguns to break their attitude, and when you do, it's go time. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'll try that same battle, but I'll use a different build. Let me see. Same G1 Michigan. And I do recommend experimenting with builds before you even play missions. Well, you got to play missions in order to get to these arena challenges. But as you experiment with different kinds of builds, fight enemies in the arena to get a sense of how it's going to work. Oh, I meant to use something that didn't have the shotguns. I meant to use pistols. Actually, you know what? Let me do that. Because I already did shotguns. Let me use pistols instead. Arena G1. Yeah, I'll use, well, let me see. Yeah, I'll use him, and then, oh, no. I like Unchained. Let's use Unchained. Okay. So I'm using Unchained now. So, in terms of what I like, I prefer lightweight builds with high mobility. And I prefer to fight up close and personal. Notice I'm using... What's good about lightweight builds is that they dodge pretty You see that?
Target destroyed.
Now, they don't have as much health, but they can be very effective. You see how strong that chainsaw was, right? That chainsaw is a motherfucker, son. It really is. So yeah, those are just two examples of typical builds that I like. And both of these builds will destroy most of the bosses in this game. If one boss doesn't die to the chainsaw, they'll damn sure die to that punch. So I recommend that. Oh, also, I forgot to mention other parts like boosters. So let me go to assembly real quick. No. So your boosters can have a huge effect on your speed. These guys here. So notice my boost speed is here. You know what I'm saying? Changing your boosters can really impact your overall speed. And obviously, the faster you move, the easier it is for you to avoid a lot of bullshit. But also, you want to pay attention to, let me see. This right here, quick boost thrust and jet duration. Because what happens is, when you dodge, you want to be able to dodge and travel a far distance. That's one of the things that's really great about this particular build. Because some of my ACs, they dodge quickly, but they don't travel that far. This one travels far as hell on a dodge. You know what I'm saying? And that's very useful because that means I can avoid things easier. And I can dodge later and be out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Also, be mindful of how many times you can dodge before your energy runs out. Notice I was able to dodge hella times. I could dodge 7 times before my energy depletes with this build. Some builds you can't. So do experiment. But let me talk about more of my recommendations though. So in terms of... So I talked about boosters. These are really good. These are super good. I use them a lot. These are also really good. You know what I'm saying? And all the boosters are good for various things, but for speed and, you know, all that, that's what I recommended. Also, when you get the chance to get this FCS, please get it, the Ocellus. This is your targeting system, basically. And when the game first starts, you'll have this one. I want you to notice that the different FCSs have different effects on your tracking. This one's super good because at close range, you damn near can't miss. You see that? This one is like that at medium range. So for those builds of mine that shoot from further away, I pick this one. So if you have a build that you know is going to be long range or far away range, you want to pick an FCS that goes with that. Okay? So make sure that you align your fire control system with what your AC likes to use. Okay? And then when you get to your expansions, I ain't gonna talk about that yet. That's more advanced. But anyway. So, you sort of get an idea of what is recommended. So, I say this because when you have these builds, they can make hard bosses look easy as shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me see. I don't want to use this particular build because he's really lightweight. I'm going to use this one, Cerulean, load this. So I'm just going to go on a quick little mission. You know what I'm saying? Where you at? This one. Ocean Crossing. Matter of fact, I'm not going to even show the whole mission. I'm just going to get to the part where the boss comes in. So I'll check y'all out in a minute. Actually, I'm back now before I got to the boss. So I'm on this stage here. You could travel across the top and run the risk of crossing those lasers, or you can go inside and avoid the lasers altogether. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, there are some bad guys up in here that you'll have to deal with. I'm going to let the automatic turret take them niggas out. You know what I'm saying? So they're up out of here now. And then there's some other ones on the side. Let them deal with that. Thank you, thank you. Now, what the fuck? Oh. So, my destination is over there. Could I go across this bridge and try to avoid the lasers? Yes. But I'm likely not going to be able to do so. But what you can do is go under the bridge and avoid all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I've done. Just floated my ass along. And I try to get my ass on here. Now, I have to get to my destination. If I go straight across here, I'm going to get fucked up by them lasers. So what I'm going to do is go under here. I'm going to assault boost. And avoid getting shot. Because getting shot's not cute. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to assault boost again. And now I done got to my destination. Well, since I'm here, I may as well take these motherfuckers out. Again, I'm going to let my turret do most of the work on that because, you know, whatever. Now, I'll let my shotguns handle some things. But you kind of want to stay around the perimeter because there's going to be a lot of explosives and you don't want to be caught up in that. Yep. And so before you do that, if you get a mission that has a reply Sherpa, use it. So now I'm going to trigger this boss to come down and I'm going to face him. This is the infamous sea spider. He's up here. Now, recommendations. Stay close. Stay close. Go around him. And underneath him. Go underneath him. This is one of the few bosses you can go underneath. So do that. Stay close to him. Stay underneath him. Dodge a little bit. See, when you're out there away from him, he can shoot you down. Because he has a lot of long-range missiles and stuff and weapons. So stay under him. Boom! Bitch ass. So now this is the part where he starts flying. Notice I done did mad damage to this boy. One other thing too. Always stay moving. And stay your ass in the air against this fool. Boom. You see how my shotguns are just like chewing through his health and attitude? Notice I'm gonna break his stamina again. And when I break his stamina, I'm gonna kill him. Bitch. So get into the habit of breaking stamina. Don't sit there and try to shoot your way through their health and all that bullshit. That's ineffective and it's gonna get you killed. Learn to break bosses' stamina and the stamina of sub-bosses. Use weapons that get them to that red, and then use some kind of melee weapon to melt their motherfucking health. You dig what I'm saying? Notice I ain't even break a sweat. I ain't even need to heal. I ain't need to do shit fighting that boss right there because of what I told you. You know what I'm saying? And so now I can skip past this cutscene. I'm gonna get an S. That's the highest ranking you can get. Notice I kept my repair costs low and my ammunition costs low. When you keep these expenses low and you beat the boss in a quick fashion, that's how you get this S rank. You dig what I'm saying? And that's how you earn maximum money. And, you know, one last thing I encourage you to do in this game is when you get the chance to buy parts. Oh, I bought everything. Buy what you can in this shop as soon as you get some money too. And if you buy something and you find that it's not really effective for you, sell it. You're going to get 100% of your money back, and then you can go and use that to buy something else. But now that you've seen what I recommend, hopefully you know that you can buy particular weapons and avoid others. Like, I wouldn't buy none of this shit if I was to do it all over again. I mean, these weapons are okay. They're not bad, but beating the game with these shits is nigh impossible. I wouldn't waste my money on that. I would buy this bullshit here. I'd buy these 3 weapons. I'd maybe buy this. Definitely buy this. And that. I'd buy the pistols. This gun's awesome. I'd buy that too. I wouldn't buy none of these explosives. You can beat the whole game without using any of these explosive weapons or any of these energy weapons. You can beat the whole game without them shits. You know what I'm saying? As far as shoulder weapons are concerned, you can buy this, though you don't need it. You don't need none of these missiles. The vertical ones are really good. So any missiles that are vertical, they're good to have. So you can get those. Plasma missiles are actually really good, particularly these guys, because they recharge so quick. You can shoot them, blow up an enemy, and then shoot some more again real quick. So all 3 of these plasma missiles, they're awesome. So you should definitely get those. And any shoulder shit like these guys, these 4 weapons, definitely cop them when you get the chance to, you know. But all the rest of that shit that I didn't say buy, you can beat the whole game without ever having used them shits. I mean, buy them if you want to so that you can experiment, because maybe your style will differ from mine. But hell nah, I wouldn't fuck with them weapons. Them shits is, they aight. Least for beating the game. Again, this video is strictly for beating the Armored Core game all 3 times, because I done got every mission in the game. Matter of fact, what am I on now? Yeah, I'm on Exploring Depth 2 right now. You know what I'm saying? I love this mission. This shit's fun as fuck. I should do it on this video, but this video is long enough as it is. But hopefully, if you're a new player, I've helped you out. Or this video has helped you out. You know, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, man. You know, I made this video to help out new players to the Armored Core series, because I was a new player and I didn't know anything. And I wished that I had watched a video like this all those months ago. You know what I'm saying? But this game is fucking awesome. I haven't stopped putting it. I haven't put it down. I haven't stopped playing it. I play it on the Steam Deck. I play it on this laptop. I even bought another copy for the PS5 so I can play it on there. You know what I'm saying? The game is fucking dope. So don't give up on this game. It's an awesome damn game. You just get rewarded for finding ideal shit. And hopefully this video will help you help you find ideal things for this game. Ideal builds, ideal weapons, ideal armor. That way you can chew through bosses the way you just saw me do. Alright? But with that being said, I've talked for way too long. Thank you if you made it this far to the end of this video. I'll catch y'all later. 1.